Jeff Durkin, We Are Change Connecticut, with Dr. Cornel West, who just spoke at the New York City rally for Gaza, and you also spoke at the recent DC rally as well. What's the significance for people for both of these rallies and raising awareness about what's really going on in Palestine with the Israeli occupation going on there now?
Well, I think first we always want to let our dear Palestinian brothers and sisters in Gaza know that we love them, that we're in solidarity with them, and that we want to keep track of occupation, want to keep track of annihilation, want to keep track of the humiliation. And I believe that killing an innocent person is wrong no matter what. But when I see the kind of state terrorism coming from the state of Israel toward precious Palestinians, one has to raise one's voice. There's no doubt about it. Now, I'm critical also of the rockets going into Israel that could kill civilians, but the imbalance is so overwhelming that this is an occupation and it's wrong.
And also calling out President Obama for his lack of action on that front. And also, what's never mentioned in the media is the aid that the U.S. is facilitating to Israel, the billions of dollars in aid, and how significant that is.
Your tax money, $3.1 billion, but it's also the diplomatic and ideological protection of Israel, so Israel is not accountable. See, Netanyahu, he's a war criminal, not because he's a Jewish brother. There's many progressive Jewish brothers and sisters in the world, but he chooses occupation and annihilation. He chooses the violation of the rights of those brothers and sisters in Gaza. And to tell you the truth, you know, in an occupation, the occupier is supposed to protect the civilians, not kill them. It's a violation of international law.
I think now it's raising more awareness with social media and technology now, more than ever, with the awareness and also with the journalists reporting the stories and the backlash that people have been receiving from that lack of coverage.
That's exactly right. The corporate media is being more and more exposed as a very narrow venue that's too often tied to the dominant Israeli narrative rather than the truth. And the truth is there's suffering on both sides, but occupation is occupation. It's wrong. The siege is a form of war criminality. And then, of course, the killing of the innocent babies. And, of course, this represents the babies that we have and our dear brothers in Gaza.
Now, just for advice for people wrapping up here, what can you, for people who are watching now who may be on the fence about, you know, going out and raising awareness about this issue, just a suggestion or advice for them to start getting active and getting involved?
I think we need to think critically about this issue. Learn the history of the expulsion and the land dispossession of the Arabs and the Palestinians now. Learn more about what occupation really is. And imagine what America would be like if America was under occupation for over 50 years with a siege and a blockade where we had no import, no export, control over food, fuel, medical supplies, and how we would respond. I would hope we would respond like Martin Luther King Jr., nonviolent resistance. But my hunch is, being Americans, we'd have some George Washingtons and Thomas Jeffersons.
More than just criminal justice, but I wanted to discuss just justice, and then criminality, and who are the real criminals, and who really needs justice, and what kind of justice we really need.
The Israeli state killed precious Palestinians in the West Bank who are innocent. Those are war crimes. Let's be honest about it. And they say, oh, you hate on the brother. No, I love the brother. He's a war criminal with a Nobel Peace Prize.